You did well. Yeah.
Let me tell you a story about a brave little stork and a very adventurous baby high above the clouds, where the sky is always the color of a just-opened peach. There was a secret, magical city. This was the sky-born baby factory. Here, kind workers collected soft, happy dreams from people all over the world. They mixed these dreams with sparkling stardust and liquid moonlight, and shaped them into sleeping, newborn babies. Each baby was then wrapped in a blanket as soft as a summer cloud. But the babies needed to be delivered, and for that, there were the storks. The stork delivery corps, they were big, intelligent birds, specially trained to fly through storms and over mountains. One young stork was named Aurelia. She was brave, but also a little nervous. You see, today was her very first mission. All by herself, her commander was an old, wise stork named Old Beak. He had a scar on his face from a long-ago adventure. He gave Aurelia a special bundle. This little one is Leo, Old Beak said, his voice serious. His parents dreamed of excitement and adventure, and he is a handful. He has already escaped 7 times. Aurelia, your eyes must never leave him. Your mission is to take him safely to the town of Willowbrook. In the valley below, Aurelia nodded firmly. She carefully secured Leo in the soft harness on her chest. The baby had bright, curious green eyes and a tuft of red hair. He giggled and reached up, tugging on her feathers. Aurelia took a deep breath, spread her wings, and leapt from the high perch into the open, endless sky for the first few hours. The journey was peaceful. The world below was a beautiful patchwork of green and blue. But then, as they flew over a vast, dark forest known as the Emerald Wold, Leo did what he did best. He wiggled. He had been quietly playing with the straps of his harness the whole time. And during a sudden bump of wind, he popped right out. Aurelia's heart leaped into her throat. Leo was falling, tumbling through the air with a happy, fearless shriek. Without a single thought, Aurelia tucked her wings and dove after him. She had to catch him. Just before they hit the thick tree canopy, she twisted her body underneath him. Crack! They crashed through the branches. A terrible, sharp pain exploded in Aurelia's right wing. She had saved Leo, cushioning his fall with her own body. But her wing was badly broken. They landed with a soft thud on a mossy forest floor. Aurelia lay there, hurt and stunned. But Leo was perfectly fine. He just sat up in the torn blanket, looking around at the strange, green world with wide, curious eyes. Aurelia tried to stand, but a bolt of pain shot through her. Her wing dragged on the ground. Useless. She was grounded dot for 3 long days and nights. She hobbled through the scary, endless forest. Searching for Leo, she found only scraps of his little blanket. And then she heard the howls. Peeking through a thicket of ferns, her blood ran cold. A pack of large, powerful wolves was moving through the trees. And there, in the middle of them, was Leo. A huge, gray wolf with intelligent eyes. The leader was carrying him gently by his blanket. The other wolves nuzzled him and licked his face softly. They weren't hurting him. They had adopted him. They thought he was their cub. They took him back to their deep, dark cave and curled their bodies around him to sleep. Aurelia's hope sank like a stone. How could she ever get him back from a whole family of wolves? That night, under a moonless sky, she made a desperate plan. She waited until the wolf pack was sound asleep. Then, silently, she hopped into their cave. Her heart pounded so loudly she was sure they would hear it. Using only her beak, she slowly, so slowly, pulled Leo away from the warm pile of fur. She got him onto a large, sturdy leaf and began to drag him toward the cave entrance. Just as the cool night air touched her feathers, a low, rumbling growl echoed behind her. She froze. The leader wolf, Gray Shadow, was awake. His yellow eyes glowed in the darkness like twin moons. Aurelia ran. What followed was a night of pure, terrifying chase. A huge storm broke overhead, turning the forest into a watery nightmare. Rain fell in sheets. Aurelia dragged Leo on the leaf, hopping and stumbling with her broken wing. The wolves were fast, so fast, and they were right behind her. She plunged into a wild, icy river to slow them down. She scrambled up a slippery clay cliff, a young wolf snapping at her feet. Lightning flashed, striking a giant pine tree. It fell with a tremendous groan, crashing across the path and blocking the wolves, but only for a moment. Mudslides of wet earth roared down the hillsides around them. Then, a giant eagle, seeing her weakness, dove from the storm clouds. Its talons aimed right for Leo. Aurelia met it with a fierce jab of her strong beak, driving the eagle away with a shriek. She was exhausted. Every part of her hurt. Her wing was a fire of pain. But every time she looked at Leo's face in the flash of lightning, so calm. So trusting in her care, she found one more bit of strength. She could not give up. She would not. With one last, desperate effort, she climbed a high ridge, grabbed the leaf with Leo in her beak, and jumped. She flapped her broken wing. It wasn't flying, it was a painful, lurching glide, but it was enough. It carried them over the final hill, and there below, like a promise, she saw it. The warm, golden, twinkling lights of a small town nestled by a silver river, Willowbrook. Using the very last ounce of her strength, she tumbled down into a cozy garden and pushed Leo's bundle toward a cottage door with her beak. Then, she collapsed. The cottage door opened. A man and a woman stood there. They saw the bundle on their step. With cries of joy and disbelief, they scooped up little Leo. He blinked in the warm light, looked at their faces, and smiled a big, sunny smile. He reached a tiny hand up to touch the woman's cheek. They were his family. Their long-held dream had finally, miraculously, come true from the shadows of a dripping bush. Aurelia watched. She saw the hugs, the tears of happiness, the love. Her mission was done. She had fought through storms, wolves, and terrible pain to bring a dream safely home. Weeks later, back at the factory, her wing healing in a special splint, Aurelia stood before Old Beak. She told him the whole story. Old Beak listened carefully. Finally, he spoke. You broke many rules, Aurelia. You lost the baby. You were reckless. Aurelia bowed her head, ready for the worst. But, Old Beak said, his voice becoming softer, you never gave up. You saved the dream. Sometimes the delivery is not just a simple flight. It is a battle, a test of heart. And you, little Stork, passed that test. You are not just a delivery stork anymore, Aurelia. You are a guardian. Aurelia looked out at the endless, peaceful sky. Her wings still ached, a permanent reminder of the dark forest and the glowing eyes of wolves. But inside her chest, a new kind of warmth glowed, fiercer and brighter than any starlight. She had learned that some dreams are very brave indeed, and so are the ones brave enough to carry them.